Alright guys, this is a video series that I'm gonna make about how to play Hearts of Iron 4 as Japan. And this is the latest DLC at the time, the Gata Damrong or the Special Projects DLC. So we're gonna go ahead and start in 1936, choose Japan. We have our historical AF focuses on, but I'm gonna leave Iron mode off just in case I have to come back to a save. We'll start up here. So I'm gonna make this video into separate parts and segments. One, I'm gonna go over how to build up to play kind of a semi-historical Japan, build up towards a war with China. We're gonna be sending volunteers to Spain and talk about how we're going to plan for the war with China. Um, and then we'll do the second video will be actually executing the war with China, and then there'll be a brief intermission where we're just building up for going to war with the Allies and what we're going to conquer them, which would be the Philippines, Dutch East Indies, British Malaya, and then we'll start to show you how to start doing the war with the Allies. So all that's important to know because it's going to be planning and building up um, our army, our navy, and our air force in anticipation for all those events, right? So, okay, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna play semi-historical. So we're under the focus order. We're gonna go purge Kodoha, got the Zaibatsu's, national mobilization law, go get the research slot, war industry, and total mobilization with the national defense state, and then rush to get the Marco Polo Bridge incident. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Purge Kodoha, I mentioned that. The researches that we're going to do, well, after we go for Marco Polo Bridge Incident, we're going to go and get the range focus MIO and get the 0. And when we get the 0, it's going to give us some automatic researches done for air. It's going to give us the improved small airframe, and it's always going to give us some range improvements. So we are not going to research those. Normally I would initially get range improvements right away because it's 36 and those are really good for planes, but we don't really need a really strong air force for fighting against China. But we'll go ahead and do the standard 3, electromechanical engineering, or electronic engineering, or what is it, electronic mechanical engineering. Basic machine tools we need, and we're going to get construction 1. And we're going to need a navy. We're going to talk a little extensively about how to play in Japan with the navy. We're going to go ahead and queue up and get some naval research. So I'll explain why I'm doing this a little more later. But we're going to get passive sonar. We're going to need that, and it's a really long research time, 171 days. So we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. For our special projects, you can go whatever. I'm not a big fan of going for super heavy battleships, so I'm not really want to research that. And I think the immediate projects that we get are kind of not really that good for Navy. The really big things we want to get with the special projects done is flame tanks and getting radar. Radar's gonna be important for both our planes and our Navy, so radar is priority to get, but we don't need it right now for the war with China. China is woefully unprepared. We are as well, but we'll be much less so unprepared. Gather our army, get my field marshal, and I like to just bring him back to Japan so we don't have supply issues. For our construction, we're going to queue up just basic civilian factories for a bit. And choices that we're going to have to make right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and commandeer civilian trains. So give us a stability hit, but it gives us free trains to our stockpile. Our stability is pretty good at 95. And it's temporary, so we can afford it. And then we're going to set our territory management policy from military governor to local police force, and set the Muriana Federation, which is really at compliance already. Set it to civilian oversight, so we don't lose that compliance, and we don't spend a lot of manpower on those guns. Okay, so for our Navy, if you just click on a fleet and press the G button, it will form that fleet up. So we're going to click on each fleet, form it up, and put it all into one task force. I like to make 2 theaters, one for strike fleets and then one for like submarines and escort ships. So we'll do that. now, production-wise, okay. So maybe we talk about this a little bit. With the war with China, our main goal is, of course, to conquer China, right? But we want to make sure that we get the most we can out of that. So we're going to build 100% collaboration against them. We're going to get some particular researches done, but also we want to grind our generals, and we get our generals pretty strong. Okay. We do not have a Panzer expert, and I think it's worthwhile to grind a general Panzer expert. In order to get that done, we're going to have to use this crummy division here, just for a little bit. So we are going to build light tanks, but we're going to try to build them as minimal as possible because light tanks are just not going to be a worthwhile investment for the mid to late game, simply because they can only use light guns. But we're going to keep this there. Okay, so with that said, one thing that we're going to need predominantly more than anything is going to need guns, right? And we're going to look at our air situation here. So we have the B4Y, which is a carrier naval bomber. Don't really need this. We're going to try to minimize the amount of planes that we're going to be building, simply because we don't need a large air force. And these are all old generation planes. These are interwar or the other one with a basic frame. We want to prioritize getting zero and pumping out much better quality planes. But we are going to go ahead and build this KI-1, and the reason is because it has okay range for the time that we have, and China is a difficult territory to get air superiority with because the ranges and the availability of airports is just awful. So we're going to replace this line with the KI-1, which we'll upgrade at some point. We do need to build some trucks. So put some trucks in a line there. And really, that's it. I think we're just going to put 111 on all of this. And then the rest of these military factories we're going to put on guns. So I'm going to put 4, as much I can put on this. I'll put 3 on aluminum. And let's see how much can we put on here. Okay. Maybe we'll go 5 on guns, or 6 on guns. Okay. This is important on day 1 because, or day 0, because when we do this, we actually we get perfect production efficiency on lines that already exist when we add military factories to it. So that's important here. So we're gonna get these pumping out at high efficiency. The tanks as well. So that's why I don't want to remove this tank, even though this tank is kind of garbage. It's not good. It's got 13 breakthrough. It's not a good tank, but it's going to be a tank in the eyes of the game, so we can grind Panzer Expert. So that's why I don't put too much into this. Matter of fact, it may be worthwhile to keep building this and then just convert these over later to flame tanks. Medium flame tanks are better, but I don't know. Take what you want with this. You can do it differently, but yeah, we need guns. We need artillery. We're going to use primarily 9-1 divisions, infantry divisions. Probably will just cavalry to conquer China. But yeah, we need a lot of guns. And then the first political choice we're going to make as we go into this, we're going to do prioritize still for guns. Okay, so this mechanic. Japan has a mechanic where you can have this, inter-service rivalry, and you have these political choices which either shift your rivalry to either be more army dominant or naval dominant, and that gives buffs to naval output of ships or to the output of military factories. And it also buffs or debuffs the construction speed of those factories as well. So in the beginning, we're going to be building a lot of guns and focus on building military factories with the war with China, and then we're going to take a hard switch and start building and preparing for the Navy for fighting the Allies, and we need a good, strong, competent Navy to get that done. Okay, so this is our military factory construction. We're not going to build the Congo because we don't really need it. It's an okay ship. It's a battle cruiser, but it's just not. Yeah, it's just not that good. Plus, it's only this far in. You can make an argument for keeping it, but we're going to remove it. The Soryu we are going to keep, which is almost done and it's pretty worthwhile. This Zuho is a carrier, not that good, get rid of it. Mogami, again, I don't think that's worth it. Okinoshima, this is a terrible ship. It is largely empty, and if you look at it, I think it's a light cruiser. This is its design. 4 light attack, no armor. It's terrible. Don't build this. All the small stuff we can go ahead and build. Alright, put max out on those for our dockyards. So a little bit about the Navy, I guess ahead of time. The general idea of what we're going to do with the Navy is we're going to go heavily into carriers because Japan starts off with the base strike doctrine, and we're going to be building the Zero. We're going to get that for free. And the carriers are strong. They're not bad. And this is, I guess, probably the main reason why someone will want to play Japan. If you want to play a carrier game and play carriers, it's fun, right? So the carrier-based doctrine, if you look at it, go down this main right line, there's a bunch of buffed carriers, there's a little buff to light cruisers, but it's almost exclusively to carriers, right? So we're going to build a lot of carriers. Now there is a stacking penalty for overstacking penalty for carriers, so we're going to build 4 per. But if you look at, well, we can't see our Navy yet, so we'll see when the Navy gathers up and I'll explain a little more. But we're going to build 2 Soryus. Actually, we're going to build 4 Soryus. And we're going to build these toward the early part of the game. And we're gonna build some ships. We're gonna build a lot of screens. But towards the later part of the game, we're gonna focus on refitting all of our old ships. So there's that. And okay, for our air, forgot about this. Let's just delete all these planes. And we're gonna go back to here. Yeah, is that all? Yeah, that's all the planes. And just then plop these planes out here. And just trainees. When I train planes, I like to only leave them on day so they can avoid accidents. And that is that. Let's go ahead and unpause. For our generals, we're gonna choose. I'm gonna have a 5 general army for fighting in China. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this. Let's divide this up. So we have Marine General. We have 1 Marine Division. Oh, we need to start building Marines. That's one thing. Japan needs to have good Marines. So our Marine General, we have a Commando already. It is going to be this guy. He's good because he's got a lot of good traits and he's going to get high level. We're going to take, okay, there's multiple kinds of divisions here. Just talk about that. Hohai Shidan, this is a 12-0 infantry. And then we have a bunch of these little garrison divisions. And then we also have this cavalry division. In fact, let's copy this. Because we're gonna use this for our garrison later on, but so we are going to be editing that cavalry division. Okay, so other generals that we want. So let's see. Take our tanks out. 3 tank divisions. The big Hohai Shidan. Take that out. Take this out. We take 2 cavalry. Put them here. Take all the other cavalry out. Put them here. Alright, that leaves us just with these garrison divisions and 2 truck divisions. How are we on trucks? Let me start off the game. Yeah, we're 0, and we're not really producing much in trucks. I don't think it's worthwhile to use motorized in the beginning of the game because cavalry is gonna be okay. So we're gonna turn these over to this Chutsunchi Shidan garrison division. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All these are still going to be coming up here. So the generals that we're going to level up. We're going to level up this Marine General. We're going to level up this Hatazo Adachi. So what you want to look for generals that are low level and also have a number of traits. So the more traits they have, the more like skill factor they get towards leveling up. The other couple generals we want to level up are Ueda, Nishio, he's got Brilliant Strategist, always helpful, and then this guy, Itagaki, because he's got Inflexible Strategist and Reckless. So, and then we want to give this. There we go. That's our good design. So, we're going to use. We need 4 divisions to send to Spain. I want this general to level up, but I want him to level up Panzer Expert and then Cavalry Leader, both at the same time. So we are not going to need this other tank division. Get rid of it. Yeah, okay, let's up the speed to 4. When we get 30 political power, we're going to do the that one decision that I said. So we're we still have some aluminum. Can I put one more? How much aluminum does this take per 2? Okay, we'll put one more on that. And then we can do 2 guns. Okay, so we get 4 factories from that choice. Alright, our Navy is all gathered up. Alright, let's talk about the Navy a little bit. This might take a little while. Okay, we already have 4 carriers. We're building 4 more, so we're going to build a total of 8 carriers. And what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 carrier strike groups. But we also need to, let's go ahead and split off the submarines. So we want those away. I'd like to make a new theater, and we'll call this subs and escorts. And let's go ahead and unpause it, go down to 3. I can do this while we're doing this. And then we're going to take off the Momi ship. It's a destroyer. It is not particularly good. You look at its design, it's pretty naked. So we're gonna add sonar and depth charges to make it into our anti-submarine ship. So that's a good culprit or a good ship to do that with. You generally want to use your older designs for this purpose. So we're gonna have those train up. Now I'm gonna pause for a second here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and divide it up to 2 different strike fleets. Most of these ships are pretty fast. The carrier strike groups are going to be very fast. They're going to be close to 30 knots because these carriers are fast, and we're going to use heavy attack cruisers to screen for them instead of battleships. But a couple ships staying out here as being particularly slow. The Fusos. Look at the speed of this. It's 20 knots. That's just base without considering any admiral, which is like really slow. And then the other thing is Zumo class. This Zumo is actually pretty poor range in 19.8 knots. So this, I don't like using these ships. They're pretty old and dated. I prefer to just take these off and use them as shore bombardment. So we'll put them off. We'll put them over here for now. And now the remaining ships, we're going to take the Congos and both Nagatos. This will be a surface strike fleet, so it's going to be just battleship and battlecruisers. And then for our cruisers, let's split up our cruisers and we'll go through these designs real quick. So we have a ton of these Kuma cruisers. They are a pre-war cruiser, 27 knots, not very fast, but 8 light attack. But we have a lot of these, so if you look at the number of ships we have, we can design one ship and upgrade all of these. So we're gonna make this to our light attack cruisers. So, and then the Tenryu, let's see, it's a Tech 1 but it has a Tech 2 engine. We're gonna take that off, and we're gonna take the Yubari and the Sendai off. That should leave us with just Kumas and Chikumas. Chikuma is kind of in a similar state. It's kind of a naked ship, but it does have armor on it. So we'll make this into a light attack cruiser. So that gives us 13 light attack cruisers that we're going to have. We're going to have 6 cruisers here. These are all will be turned into spotting cruisers. So we'll give that. Alright. So let's go ahead and give us a new fleet. These are our spotting cruisers, or our light cruisers. This is the other fleet. Okay, now we have our heavy cruisers. We have 8 Miyokos. We're going to use these to screen for carriers, and we also have 4 Aobas. We're going to use these. These Aobas are not particularly good, but they're not bad. Heavy attack, heavy piercing. We can work with this, so we're going to put these Aobas in the battleship group. And then we have this weird ship here. It's called a Mogami. It is a light attack cruiser. But for some reason, the game classifies it as a heavy cruiser. See this? I think it has some historical significance behind this, but keep that in mind that it's classified as a heavy cruiser, but it's actually a light cruiser. It's not treated as a capital, right? So we're gonna take this and put this in our carrier strike groups as well. All right, and then yeah, let's take all of our screens out. 69 screens. Okay, so we have this. Just be able to divide this in half, and this will be the basis for our carrier strike groups. Is that little symbol? Okay, we're gonna divide this into 3, so that's 3 by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, put 5 here, 4 here, 4 here, and we're gonna take this and just split it in 4. Right, the reason I said 4 because we're actually gonna put this in a fleet up here. Yes, that's what I meant to do. Alright. Okay, so this will be a carrier strike group. We'll give it Yamamoto. It's another carrier strike group. We're gonna put this under this new admiral. Where is he? Shigeyoshi Inoue. He is a aviation enthusiast, and he is a general that we can grind up pretty quickly, or admiral we can grind up pretty quickly. For this surface attack fleet, I really think that Ozawa is very good. Reason being is because he has blockade runner, so you can get concealment expert. Minus visibility gives you, likelihood of not being hit, so that's really good. So he's gonna go there. This is our just our fleet for bombing, or fleet for shore bombardment. Let's go with Toyota. And this fleet is gonna be a spotting fleet. We're gonna use Takagi, and I'm actually gonna split this into 2 fleets because we're gonna have quite a bit of submarines. We got this submarine admiral. I don't know, give it someone, doesn't matter who. And this guy we'll give to Koga, simply for the plus spotting speed. We good for anti-submarine ships. And that is our design for our fleets. If you're playing multiplayer and you expect your opponent to have a big strike fleet, it might be a good idea to take this one fleet here and just combine it into these 2 carrier fleets. That way you'll have a bigger fleet. By the time we actually build this out, I think these fleets will be like, I don't know, 40 ships strong. This will be like 50. So they aren't small fleets, but when you stack your fleets higher, then they are, the damage gets distributed out to all the ships, and they're generally safer. And we'll end up doing better. This general, we do want to train him because we're going to be sending him to Spain. And we're negative 9.5k on guns, which is fine. We negative guns for a while. Our airship. I think this could use a redesign. Yeah, so this could use a better engine. Engine 2. Can I put another medium bomb bay on this? We can. Maybe we can do this and put a bomb lock on it. Yeah, I think that's designed. So we need 7 air XP. So one thing you can do is, instead of training to level 3, you can tell them to continually train, and then you'll get more air XP. And we're going to use this also with the Navy at some point. So we're going to train the Navy beyond what we think it needs. And let's give this a different different symbol with that. Let's so I can tell them apart. Alright, so we're going to try to conserve our political power because this build initially is kind of really tight. So Project Go is almost done, but we can also almost do prioritize still for guns, so do that right away. Gives us more factory output. There we go. Eventually we want to get like 10 on guns, but during the war with China we go up to 15 on guns. We need a lot of guns. Alright, next choice we're going to make is we're going to appoint a chief of the army. In the beginning of the game, while we're waiting, we can go ahead and just spend some traits on our admirals. Since they're kind of highly specialized what they're going to do, we can do that now and not worry about you know, grinding traits later. Fleet Protector would be good, but yeah. We'll get Torpedo Bomber on, you know, Moto when we can, which is not now, but yeah. But also, when we did that prioritize steel for guns, if you look at our thing here, we're now army strengthened, factory output is boosted by 5%, and military factory structure speed is boosted by 5%. So that means that we're going to be producing more guns, more, and then less ships, because our ship production is going to go down. But that's fine. So okay. Let's up the speed to 4. And let's go ahead and we're going to assign these carrier wings. I'm going to put them in a different tier. These carrier planes, because we're going to build the 0 later on. And I want these planes to get XP fighting in Spain. They're not going to be good planes, but hopefully the pilots will get more experience. That's what I'm hoping for here. And just wait to get 50 political power. Once we get the our chief of the army, we can start spending army XP to change our divisions up a little bit. Which I'll go over that when we get to that point. Okay, Project Go finish. Go ahead and do Guide the Zaibatsu. It's really important that when we go to war with China that we don't get bogged down there and we actually defeat them pretty easily. Because if we do get bogged down there, then when we have a war with the Allies, everything's just gonna fall fucking apart. Which is what happened in real life. Okay, make sure you take your ships and distribute them. 5 submarines, put some there. Take 2 of these off, put them here. Kind of want to have an even distribution there. Alright. Chief of the Army, we can only get 1. This guy, because we only have 50 political power, but we're going to change the Chief of the Army at a later point. But don't worry about that right now. So now we're going to get some Army XP. This guy is ready to go. Let's see, how are we on supply? Light tanks were good. Okay, what we're going to do is, let's pause the game here, just explain this. We're going to have a couple of these tank divisions, but mostly we're going to use the cavalry. We're going to have 2 armies of cavalry, and the cavalry is going to be 990 with an line artillery, and then we're going to use 90 with this Hohai Shidan. So yeah, but first let's save up our army XP to go ahead and get theater training, because we're going to grind. One of the goals we want to do in the war with China is we want to grind a general to get adaptable, because then we'll promote him to field marshal and he'll get that adaptable to all the armies underneath that. So if you look at the terrain in China where we'll be fighting, there's a lot of plains. There's also a lot of hills. Hills. Look at all these yellow zones or hills here. There are some mountains, but there's a lot of hills. So when we're in Spain, what we're going to do is prioritizing sending our general to fight in hills. So either here, or even up here. I like to fight in the south, So, but anyways, we'll grind that. Yeah. All right. Some research is finished. Going to get mechanical computing. Anything to boost our research speed is really good to have. And we don't really want research here. I think long lens cruisers aren't that good. Super heavies is okay, but yeah. Getting this would be nice, but we just don't have the rubber for it. And we want to just prioritize on building civilian factories for a bit. You see, even now we're out of rubber. Once we get 7 air XP, we can change this airplane design. Then it might make sense to then trade for rubber, which I think we'll do. Alright, take your Marines out when you get them, train them up. So the next political power purchase that we're going to make after we get the Chief of the Armies, we're going to go ahead and get the Silent Workhorse, because our PP gain is not that good. It's kind of slow. Alright, got the Zaibatsus done. We're going to go to National Mobilization Law to give us more factories free. Okay, as these finish, we're gonna have a lot more factories free. I don't really have the means to produce. Okay, passive sonar finished. Let's go ahead and get active sonar. I want to get these I want to get these researches done. Passive, active sonar, and the destroyer, and I want to get this done before we go to Army Dominant, because when we go Army Dominant, then we lose. Alright, so now we have 4 carriers being built, or 2 lines of carriers. Yeah. We could build. Oh, we have naval XP. Let's build a cruiser submarine. I think this would be really helpful. Let's leave these empty. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's got 5,000 range. So let's put, I don't know, 3 on this and put 1 on convoys. There we go. And then at this point, you can trade. You need to trade with steel. As we have 2 ships to build, trade with steel with Menchuko because he's got 45 steel and it's your puppet. 1 convoy, we get everything. Okay, now go ahead and get dispersed 1. Alright, we have a new factory done. We have plenty of steel, don't have aluminum. Go with this. We're ready to get 7 air XP. I got 7 air XP. Just pause the game. Stop these from training. Did that select this group too? Okay, that's done training. Wonderful. Now let's redesign this. We're gonna go with another medium bomb bay. 2 bomb lock. That's all we got the room for. Place this with that. And then let's trade for rubber. Trade it with the Siam, because we do want to have Siam as a partner later on. Then we're almost at 18 army XP. Guns are almost positive. So we're gonna let these 4 generals. Probably not gonna have enough troops to fully man them, but I think we want to get like 18 divisions in each of them. Okay, let's go ahead and do theater training. So what that means is that we're gonna split this. Okay, we're not really gonna keep these tanks for forever. I'd say let's go ahead and build more cavalry. So we have 9 cavalry. Okay, war's broken out. And volunteers, we should be able to send 4 oh, we only send 3 divisions. Okay, if this happens, make sure to spell out the Marines. And we should be able to send out 4. There we go. And send our air volunteers. There. Marines finished. Have them train. I think we need to build like 13 divisions, is the math, I think, behind this. Yeah, just build it once. Oops. And we're going to be low on guns, that's fine. But now that we have getting army XP, go get the national research policy, get that research spots or slot. We're going to slowly diminish this division down to 9-0. And that's going to free up some guns right away. Alright, that was pretty quick. Give this guy a field marshal. And if you look at the terrain, we'll go here, supply, that's pretty good. There's a forest here, no supply there. Let's go put them here. Oh, we're gonna see. We get so much command XP. I keep forgetting this. Okay, this guy, search pattern expert as well. Hunter killer is really good as well. Maybe destroyer leader too. Yeah, destroyer leader is good. This guy, silent hunter. Let's check out this fleet because we have a ton of command power. Big guns expert, ground pounder would be good. Okay, we're out command power. Okay. Okay, we got construction 1 done. We really want to prioritize not doing too many ahead of time researches because we're kind of stretched really thin in terms of research. We gotta research infantry, artillery, gotta do a lot of air, then a little bit of navy. So we gotta really pick and choose and be picky about what we research here. Tanks are not a main thing we're gonna do, but we are gonna eventually build tanks, but not right at the moment. And we want to kind of ease off of doing any air research, but I think will be good to do something right now is to go ahead and get the destroyer hull. But we have 91 Navy XP. Let's go get June Ecole to do this, and then research that destroyer hull. So it'll be 151 days, and then we can design those destroyers for pretty inexpensive. Come on, tanks, get down there. Okay, they're almost at full planning, except for this one tank. Come on, get there, little guy. If it doesn't get there in time, it's fine. Go ahead and go. We don't need full planning, but I think it helps. Definitely helps. And now this guy should be grinding up. Let's see. See any Panzer Leader? Cavalry Leader, you should get these 2 traits. But yeah, some other generals there. Azra's really annoying. Okay, let's go ahead and get our Silent Workhorse. We have 7 Army XP. Let's see if we save this down. There we go. And we also should be grinding Hellfighter. It's going really slow now, but we'll get it. As long as you think we're winning these fights, we'll get it more quickly. And plus, these are hills as well, so if you just defend, worthwhile. Okay, you don't get anything for planes though, but yeah. All right, 6 more army XP. We're gonna get a lot more army XP as we do this. All right, active sonar is finished. Okay, so now. Another research we will probably want to get is improve plane catapults. Let's go ahead and do that. The next PP purchase we're going to make is we're going to get the Kawasaki Industrial Concerns to get industrial research speed to go down because, well, we got to do a lot of that. We're going to have to do all these researches and also do construction or excavation researches. Those are really important. Because we don't have resources as Japan. One of the big problems that we have. Let's see, how are we on Hellfighter? 17. Okay, that's a slow grind. We won't stay here for long. Or eventually we'll have to go back to Spain, or to not Spain, but to China. All right. Go ahead and see if we can add cavalry to this. Okay, nationalize war industry, and we have another research slot. Just 36. There's something we can do. It's pretty quick. 167 days. Support artillery might be good. If there's any Navy research I want to get done now, I want to do that, but I can't really think of anything. I don't want to do this yet. Let's go get into war artillery. Alright, get more, just put it on guns. To get more planes, make sure you... Oh, yeah, okay. That's a good question. I could place them, but it's fine. Okay. Queue up more factories. We're at 32, and we're gonna get 2 more nationalized war industries, so I'm gonna get like close to 40, 41. MIO wise, yeah, do what you want here. I'm not really sure exactly what the best thing is, but come on. Okay. At this point, let's go ahead and queue up our industry researches. Let's do excavation 1. National War Industry is done. National Defense State, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we have 2 more factories, both on guns. Some supply back. Get the reorg back. Because these are, I changed these divisions and they haven't got a chance to change back yet. Alright, we're at 144. Let's go ahead and get construction 2. And it's a little ahead of time, but it's not that far ahead of time actually, we're good. And then we got our Junicole. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to design our design our destroyers that we're going to be building. So first one is we need to build a kind of all-purpose destroyer, and I'm not a big fan of building like bare naked destroyers. I like to put torpedo, 1 gun module on it, and then 1 depth charge. And we're gonna put let's just put a sonar on it only. I think this is good enough because we could put a fire control, but we're not really making use of the heavy battery hit chance, only the light battery hit chance, and that's cost 60 IC. This costs 60 IC. If we just did the sonar only, just save some cost to it, and this is a good all-purpose ship. You can do everything, right? Maybe put anti-air on it as well. Boost the whole anti-air for the whole fleet. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this will be our mainline destroyer. Cost 12 naval XP. Cool. We got that, and then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our Momi. Redesign that. This guy. Just add sonar to it and add depth charge to it. I think we can get rid of this. Maybe even change this to light battery too, and then we're going to give it the escort designer. Cost 7. Good. This is a good cheap ship. And we'll give this a different icon because we want this to be that. Give it that. And I'll make it up to date. And that's good. We don't need a really good cruiser for our anti-submarine stuff. Okay, now that we have that, we still have 37 Navy XP. Junicole is now kind of useless to us. So we're going to change our Spirit of the Navy and go to Naval Reform. Now, everything's mostly trained up. We're going to keep these ships training, the submarines, and all these ships here. Our Soryu is finished, so let's just train all this stuff. 2 cruiser submarines are finished. I'm going to put these into a new fleet, because these cruiser submarines are going to have quite a bit of range. I don't want them to be mucked up with the range of that. In fact, we're going to give these the good Admiral. This guy, Daigo. I will give these some crummy Admiral. Leadership gain, give him that. Okay. Alright, those are all building. These Kaidas, these are not really good. Go like that. Okay, so then we're going to constantly get Navy XP. one of the anti-Comintern. Okay, we're gonna go get Kawasaki concern. We're gonna take that. I guess we should give him a battle plan. Alright, bunch of divisions finished. We have 12 army XP. We're gonna take this Hohai Shidan and instead of adding artillery, we're just going to swap this recon to artillery. And that division is done. So, we have 14, so we can go ahead and train these up. These are going to be what they're going to be. This, we make some more changes to this. But we're going to take, how many of this? 18? Off here. And eventually it's going to be that other general that we have, but yeah. One we got used in Spain. And then next purchase we're going to get is once we get 30 political power, we're going to go pretty heavy on institute indiscriminate conscription, so more Navy or more Army recruitment, and we're going to need that to offset the total mobilization that we're going to get from National Defense State. Alrighty. How many more troops we have building? 4, okay. Cavalry leader, panzer leader, all pretty good. Hellfire, 348 already. Okay, dispersed is done. Go get dispersed 2. Mechanical computing gets done. We're gonna do production efficiency. 144 days, it's pretty good. Also want to make sure we get fuel refining. We'll get to that later. And the trick that I like to do is that we're getting Hellfighter here. There are 2 urban tiles here, Beijing and Tianjin, and you can easily get urban expert there. Alright, let's take this division and support artillery to it. Fighter out here. Alright, after that, we're gonna go down to Marco Polo Bridges today, and at this point, I think it's worthwhile to start building your spy agency. Alright, another thing finished. Let's put one more on guns. And we should be positive. Oh, we're still totally negative on guns. Is that all the troops? It's all the troops done. I keep building one of Marines. Okay, and now Yokosuka Arsenal. What's what we're gonna use for the Navy? We're gonna prioritize getting a light attack. So we get light attack production output. I like to go to this line first, and then this. Put engineer companies on this. Yeah, it might be too tough. Oh, we got the support equipment. Let's do that. He's have very low strength. Okay, let's go ahead and get fuel refining too. Spending all 5 on what you call it. Okay, go ahead and let's upgrade our spy agency. Yeah, I pick whatever you want here. I don't think going localized training center is really good for Japan, because like we can only recruit from Asian initially. So, but it costs 10 factories to do this. I like to go passive defense, a couple points into that, or maybe just one. But yeah, well, and then I'll go navy and army. Oh shit! I made a mistake. Don't do what I did. We're gonna do institute indiscriminate conscription. I missed this, so we missed a whole bunch of bonus factory output, 50%. Positive on guns quite a bit. Okay, start queuing up more civilian factories. I'd like to be able to start swapping to military factories, but what we're going to do eventually is we're going to get the war industrialists after we get the elusive gentleman, and then we can swap to factory production. Or mill production. The other thing we want to do is before we go to war, we do want to build a level 3 airport in Haibei, or however you pronounce it. Alright, let's give troops a rest after this. Let this or rebuild. Do we have a supply hub anywhere? You know what? Let's Allied. Let's have them push into that right away. Oh, it's not connected. That's fine. Okay, get our spy. Anyone who has seducer I really like. So we're gonna get this person who has seducer. Let's pause for a second. Next upgrade. Yeah, let's go. Suicide pills. Oh, that's got a railway connection now. That's interesting. Look at all these hills. We're gonna fight in these hills. Okay, just finish Greater East Prosperity Sphere. Let's do that. Okay, they're at full work now. Alright. 25 Army XP. Let's edit this. Alright, that's our division. Oh, I didn't even check to see if we had enough artillery. We do, okay. Alright, we're gonna get that dude in a bit. There's something else I'm forgetting. What is this? Oh, okay. Cruiser submarine. I don't know why these are going here. I wish they would not be. Let's put these destroyers in this fleet. This carrier, let's put it in this fleet. That's one thing I forgot to do. I don't like to these carriers set up that way. And let's check our planes. Do I have nav bombers? I do. Good. Let's train this. Yep. They're not ready yet. 509. Getting there, buddy. Mr. Gentlemen, it's our next buy. Pause. Let's go ahead and get portable radios I want, but I don't have the radio trained up yet. Yeah, we'll go localized train center. We'll go for that. Now that our divisions are mostly designed, then we can start going to the Spirit or the Avian Division of Command. We're at max command power again. Again, just focus on upgrading your admirals. I do a cruiser captain. These guys. Like a super expert is really important. Cruiser captain is important. This guy's a couple more you can do, right? Let's go safety first. $597. Alright, machine tools are finished. Now, I'll show you the reason why I want to get Navy done beginning, with like the destroyer and sonar done, is because that we have, because we're Army dominant now, we have a 10% research debuff for Navy stuff, so kind of want to avoid doing Navy research, but we do want to we gotta get some gun research done, so let's get that done. Excavation 1 is done. A lot of these are gonna finish now. Okay, I don't really think conversion is good. We're getting this, it's now 37, a little too early for that. We can go get anti-air, that's helpful. That's one thing we're lacking. We're doing a pretty good job of wrapping this up here, aren't we? Training center is done. We got a new spy. I like to go with the American at some point, but we're getting all these seducers, so I'll stick with that. Make sure you don't put your spies at the same city. They actually build up their spy network faster if you put them in different cities. All right, let's make sure we do get these air things done. So let's put this a little above that. Priority. We have what, 2 focuses? Greater priority, yeah, Asian, okay, that, and then Marco Polo Bridge. Boy, I'd like to have this at level 5 as well. Construction 2 finished. Alright, excavation 2 is pretty important to get that now. But also, I do want to get field hospitals. Let's go ahead and get construction 2, excavation 2, and then we'll take disperse to build field hospitals with that. Oh, by the way, let's take a look at our. We do have to start thinking about our. So we have 8.9k positive in guns. We have 17 divisions here. Let's swap all this over to this 9-0. Doesn't require much. Train that. I want everything to be level 3 by the time we're going to war. Did I do the math right? So 5s. Oh no, we're behind a little bit. Okay. This is that. Okay, we're gonna change this to Kashidon. There's no way we're gonna be that positive. Okay. 4K available. Okay, let's just leave these off to the side. I want to make sure that I have. Hold on. No. Okay, this is not what I want to do. Let's change this to the key Haishidan. Damn it. What happened there? How many more divisions do I need? Well, I got 2 over there. So this would be 2. I need 3 more. Okay. Well, Bridgeham's in it. Let's make sure this is getting done. Okay, good. Probably gonna have to queue up another civ then. Why am I stupid? Okay. Planes. Okay, let's take these planes, put them here. Everything else, put them here. And okay, so the Chinese do have a navy. It's not nothing, so we do want to make sure that we put some planes on. We're going to use this admiral because we want to level him up. So where is this fleet? Let's bring it down to here. Let's bring our scout fleet down here as well. Okay. None of these went here. Let's pause a second. Okay, put 2 on the Hosho, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Akagi. And that should be, yeah, should be a good amount. Okay. Let's check on our. 625. We're almost got Panzer Leader. Almost got Hellfighter. Might be worth backing off on this. Because if we get Hellfighter, then getting Urban Specialist is going to be tougher. So, next research is done. Too early for that. I said I want to get field hospitals. Is there anything else I want to get? Both of these. Not doing naval research now. Yeah, okay. Well, we could do radio. And we do want basic fire control as well. But again, I don't need this now. But I'm not going to use field hospitals now either. Let's get radio. Radio will actually help us now. The coordination chance. Okay, let's we're not close to getting anything yet. Oh, and forgetting to do this. We got 3 upgrades. Let's go Navy Department. There we go. Alright, let's hold off on him. Just defend now. We're gonna go to war soon anyways, and I don't want him to already have Hellfighter. Just want him to be close to it. This war worked out pretty well. Okay, still don't have enough. We're gonna build one more on civilian. Artillery, total rocket artillery production efficiency gain. I was gonna have more stuff. Department. Let's go get another upgrade. I think this will be the last one. Let's go Air Force. $662. Mountains, hills. Okay. Sure. Let's push. Oh, okay. Ooh, boy. We're dumb. Okay. We need to put our troops on the border. Okay, so I think we want to put this army. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, leave those off. This army here, and then the rest up here. Should have done this earlier. Ah! These troops also need to go here. Put a backup order just back here. We can train these. Yeah. Oh boy, I messed that up. Okay. Alright, so we can't declare war until we got those guys ready. So we're gonna wait a little bit. But now after that, we're gonna go spiritual mobilization because we are losing manpower, and spiritual mobilization is gonna let us get that back. We'll go ahead and purchase the war industrialist. We're gonna be a little bit behind on the war than I like. I'd like to start right now, but it's okay. But now once we get the military industrialists, build military factories. 10. I guess we can fight here a little longer, huh? Alright, is our Air Force at least ready? Shoot, we got enough. We can put them all here. Oh, why are these planes back all of a sudden? Eh? Oh, the war just finished. Wow, perfect timing. So we're going from war to war. That's absolutely great. Alright, I gotta wait for these troops to arrive though, then we can go to war. And yeah, we have this division. So let's swap this over to this guy. And this guy we want to swap over to Takaki, and that means that we can swap this over to Ueda, and we swap this over to, but you know, no, we don't want him. We wanted Yamada because he's career officer and cavalry officer, and he's level 3. This, just grind any old general. Reckless infantry officer, probably this guy actually, but he's already got a trait. Okay. Let's go with this guy. That doesn't matter. Pick who you want. Okay, these can train more. I should have trained these up more. I'm done. Okay, so, okay, are we at org? Okay, let's go ahead and get a trenchant bonus. And let's prepare our navy. Okay, do not engage. And some pause for a little bit. Okay, let's train this up. Okay, let's not. Okay. We're ready, I believe. Let's see, where are these troops? They're all over the place, okay. I think we're ready to go to war now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop here and come back to this, and we'll pick up where we left off here. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. All right, we'll save here.